What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. A duelist in my Discord recently brought up that he found a huge stack of Hero Strike structure decks over at his locals, and he was wondering if he should buy them to resale, and my answer was, these are getting rewaved this month, and I brought this up on a previous Market Watch, but I didn't put pictures up there, so I don't blame people for forgetting this one. It has really good rewaves, such as Emergency Call, which is actually $2 to $3 on the market, despite its many different printings. It's just kind of hard to get by time, and you also have Dark Law, but Barnes & Noble and GameStop famously do about 50% off sales on cardboard throughout the Black Friday and winter season, so I would definitely try to hold off and get a better deal on this structure deck as it appears on market, and I definitely would not be getting these for resale. Similarly, getting rewaved is Yugi's Legendary Structure Deck 1. I got rid of mine this year in anticipation because luckily for me, Konami reprinted Legendary Decks 2 first, and I invested in this one. So thank you for Konami for randomly putting the second one as the first rewave. But we see now, here on Core TCG, available December 15th, this is popping up for $30. People are unloading these cheaper. They were $150 to $180 lowest not too long ago. And we see over here the actual effect of tanking of these. These are still $30. You can go pick this up at GameStop still. They're not like flying off shelves. You can still go get Legendary Decks 2 today. And with these coming out as well, it's gonna just be an easy pickup. People with guaranteed pulls don't care about that first edition stamp so much as they would with a booster pack where you have RNG pulls and it's harder to get certain things first edition. It's just not the same. So just like that with the Hero Strike structure deck, you won't care about that $20 to $30 first edition one. You'll care about the $10 or less one that you can pick up right now. Now, I do have something I want to bring up. Where's that TCG player link down below? It's actually Domain the Trading Card Game today. They wanted to do a sponsored ad, but I wanted to go back to the first time I actually showed this off. Look how kind of clumped the field is. It feels like a early 2000s game more so online, and a lot of you guys brought up the points. My eyes hurt so much, it would be a cool game to play, but there's no way I can play with the squares like this. And you guys were the first ones to give them real feedback, which is exactly what they were looking for. Let's go and take a look at the game board now. It actually just looks so much better. They've spaced it out. You have highlighted fields. You have the cards smaller. You still have the movements actually now highlighted out where your card can move. Very easy. And you can go here, learn the tutorial for yourself, and they're looking for feedback. They're looking for people in their Discord. They're giving points for finding glitches. It's completely free to play if you want, and I find it's most worth it to get into games early, to get into communities early like this and build accounts, because usually it gets harder and harder to earn points later where they're looking for more cash and they've more perfected their game and they've made something that's hugely in demand. I would definitely be jumping in and entering the domain today. So go ahead and check that out for sure. They've done an insanely amazing update compared to what this used to look like, and it's mostly thanks to you guys being real with them. That being said, let's go ahead back into today's Market Watch with Card of Demise. Now, I brought this up on a previous Market Watch. It was actually a little cheaper than this, but I was like, yeah, True Draco hype, ignoring that there's also Card of Demise Sky Striker, which is really the reason this has been skyrocketing. So we see actually every single version going up even further. The dual power one being the most resistant to going up, but still everything's headed towards 15, it looks like. Now, speaking of hero hype, I don't usually bring news into Market Watch, but this is going to cause a splash. That's not even a pun here. This is a Altair combined with draw power if you don't want to use the Altair effect. So it's a superior extender. It gets it on normal summon. You can target a level 4 or lower hero monster in your graveyard except for Liquid Man and special summon it. But you also have the ability to, if it's sent to the graveyard and banished for material for a fusion summon of a hero monster, you draw 2 cards then discard a card. So you have this extender card that's just freaking amazing, and the new legendary pack coming up. And yeah, I think Acid's already starting to tilt up. People were ready. They have a lot of copies, but they're going off fast. Let's refresh my tab even. Half of those are literally gone. That's crazy. I loaded this 20 minutes ago. So you can see where this is going. Like, Mask Hero Acid likely to go off the market. There's very few sellers who were ready. And then we see, like, Dark Law is still floating around where it was. I wouldn't freak out too bad about many hero things. Like, Absolute Zero has more recent printings. I believe it has, like, an OP common, yeah, that you can get easily in a Battles of Legend recent ultra rare, so I wouldn't be freaking out about that. Acid has its one printing. That's why you probably want to get it sooner than later. Plasma, it also has a more recent printing in Destiny Soldiers, and I think it has another. Yeah, the Legendary Hero decks. This is what a lot of people are making for their end board, because if your opponent has impermanence, they have to kind of choose Darklaw or Plasma in current heroes, and Plasma's a lot stronger than I gave him credit for, and it's really good for ending boards. So you see the original 10 version for that nostalgia feel is pretty expensive, actually. It's towards like 11 bucks cheapest, 12 bucks cheapest. So people really do like the feel of those old cards. I could actually almost see this becoming 15 very soon. What I also would lean towards is Vision Hero Ferris and Increase. These two only have their one printing out of Battles of Legend. I don't know how much higher they could really go than $10, but these are necessary to being a hero duelist, in my opinion, right now. Like, this is the combo a lot of people are going through, and it really ends on the best of boards by abusing these cards. I would definitely want to have access to them as a hero player, at least as an option. I would not sleep on these. I would have your playsets of each, and there's a reason there are so few quantities on the market, period. Going into Chaos Impact, or as a lot of you people are calling it, Chaos Low Impact, the prices keep tanking overall, but there's something I want to bring up that I feel like I haven't been as, like, on lately. So we see the Prismatics mostly dropping in price. Masquerena is chilling. We see Pyro Phoenix dipping way further than I thought it would. Aura kind of trying to dig its heels in the sand around 125. And Gorgon dipping well under 100. But what I feel like I was missing out on is Safer here. I gave it the credentials of, this seems like a good card that has really good potential but isn't going to do much. And then Herman Hansen topped with it, and now we have the YCS over in Peru actually showing that this card is consistent, it's strong, it's how Guard Dragon and Dragon decks are going to move forward, and it's also shorted in the set. This is a card I would probably get a playset of sooner than later. I don't think it's going to dip down too much, although I think there will be a lot of special editions opened of this set, chasing down those promos, so we will see it kind of a price cool on the set at one point. But I think Seyfert is going to really stick here and then start to trail up. I think this is highly underestimated. It's going to be one of the most impactful cards besides IP Masquerena, and I think the other top cards here, Abomination Prison and Blue Tang, are going to make much, much less of a splash on the metagame than Seyfert. So, again, if you're thinking about Guard Dragons at all, Dragon decks at all, this is something I definitely would have right now. I would have 3 of these. I think the lowest they'll go from the unlimited run is $25, so maybe kind of focus in on this during Black Friday sales that are happening on websites if you can find cheaper copies of this during those. It's definitely what I would want during this season. And finally, I wanted to talk about World Champion Pack 2011. I actually got one of these in from Tier 0 recently, and it made me kind of look around at the cards, and they've been bought out to a ridiculous point that we've covered before, but it got me to thinking, this has not recovered at all. It's just crazy high numbers on multiple cards to where some of them, even if you were waving your money around in the air, you can't get these cards. You actually straight up can't get them. And for others, you would have to pay in a, like, ridiculous price. Like Metal Zoa, I think the lowest auction is at 400, and he's like, yeah, the 350 here at lowest. So I was looking around. There's actually sealed packs from Core TCG. I bought 2 of these myself to keep. They relisted and they have them at 100. So I'm watching this. But this pack, I think, will eventually become similarly unavailable like Retro Pack, to where the quantities just won't replenish and people will just keep and hoard things like this, or they won't even be paying attention to the market and have had it forever. Like, unavailable becomes a term. Like, even if you have cash, sometimes you can't get what you want. And we see $140 packs, actually more than the Worlds pack here, for similarly collectible cards. Another interesting discussion I kind of thought of with this is that this proves that Konami could make regional prize cards that do nothing, that could over time eventually be really worth something special to duelists that bothered to hold on during a regional season. Like, if it's only 3 months and it's only the top 8, that's like 500 copies of X card that'll never be used in anything, most likely, unless it's a ridiculous situation like Rare Fish. And it would be really funny to see how, like, impactful that would be over time for collectors, for giving stuff to people with tournament results, but not making it matter on the metagame. So this kind of gives me a bright future for those kind of ideas, and I hope Konami looks at that. But also just crazy how the collector's market really is slurping up anything that isn't going to get re-waived or can't really have anything on this level. Worlds Pack 2011, you'll never get another chance at that, and what's left is floating around. So if you're a collector and you're looking for sets like these, this is what I would probably be going for right now personally, because I actually have. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the discussion, and I truly do mean it. Go check out their Discord over for Domain. They've actually been giving even like rewards to people who find glitches within the game, and like, you know, like in actual points and in-game currency and stuff. So like, of course you can buy and open packs, but I'm a free-to-play grinder. I'm one of those people who would grind this and try to get cards free, and being early in a community is how you do that the best. And they've done so many amazing updates to this game where it's actually like just so much better. You can like see that the interface, everything about this has improved, and it's mostly thanks to you guys. So do check that out as well. Thanks for watching, everybody.